everybody. Welcome. Thank you for, applaud yourselves. You guys showed up on a Wednesday.
A Wednesday night.
Right, so.
And we got carded. I felt good that we got carded.
You got carded?
I got carded. Hell yeah.
We did. Sorry.
Hell yeah.
Sorry, Dad.
What?
I hope I get carded till I'm 99.
Dude, wait.
Or until I'm like a ghost actually back here at the spirit room.
Wait
like
till I shave
haunting
this for my costume. I'm dropping like another 10 years.
No, but seriously, thank you so much to the Spirit Room for having us out. Thank you guys for joining us, Scaredycast Live on a Wednesday. We wish we could be here all week to be able to celebrate, but if you don't know, they are having a Halloween bash this Saturday, and it's going to be a fun time. They're going to be a costume contest.
What?
Costume contest. I just had a stroke right now.
Cutting you
God.
off.
You're about to be one of the ghosts of Jerome.
I'm telling you, it's been a week. It's been one of those weeks.
Yeah.
But we're super excited to be here. We actually just did a Scaredycast live with none other than Jason Voss here, who showed us around.
Jason Voss of Tours of Jerome. Check it out.
I believe the oldest of all tours in Jerome.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Get up here. Get up here. This is Jason.
Yeah, give the man the mic.
Thank you very much. It's nice seeing you guys.
Woo!
Also, incredible job in the Scaredycast episode. If you guys haven't seen the Scaredycast, Kelsey and Tony, and yes, you were at the table, weren't you? Yeah, Jason was there right in the middle. They actually caught something on the spirit box, and it was like blatant, and it was finally we caught some good evidence. It was like, yeah, like unmistakable.
It's like the first time we've actually caught something that made me think like, all right, maybe I can't be such a skeptic anymore, because this was like, it was like, it wasn't just like a blatant, clear reply, but then there was like a follow-up after. That's like, all right.
I figured Kelsey.
That's a ghost.
I figured Kelsey would be the scared one, but you were like, "Oh my gosh, hi!"
Right? Hey girl,
you're
what's
like,
going on?
You're like, wasn't it Abby or something?
Abby, I'm like,
You're
Abby, let's
Abby,
go.
what's up, girl?
wants
And
to
Tony's
take-
like, "Oh my god."
I was filling my pants.
Tony gets nervous around girls, so you know, if it was a girl, if it was a guy ghost, it would have been opposite reaction.
I almost EVP'd my pants.
No, but this is so
don't you
exciting
have the-
because this is kind of like full circle for us, you guys. We did a kind of ghost tour.
It was more like
a friend showing us around.
We met a friend up here who does ghost tours, and they were not working, but it was just kind of like.
I am so sorry to interrupt, but my man out there gave me a sword.
Yeah.
I don't know if the camera can see this, but I got a sword in my drink.
You got 2 lemon wedges and a lime wedge and
all
a
the garnish.
cherry and a sword.
I feel spoiled.
Dang. I think he's.
I love these little swords. Like, they're the coolest thing.
Oh, I didn't know
Remember
that.
when you were like a little kid and you'd get one of these and you try to fit your finger through it to make it like hold it like a real sword?
I remember it was cool when I was a kid.
All right.
I'm just kidding, man. They're pretty cool.
I'm going to drink.
Crushed his hopes and dreams about
I'm
little
sorry.
swords.
I just, but we came up here to meet a friend, and we got yelled at by other ghost tours, even though we weren't really doing a ghost tour. But
There was a ghost Karen.
yeah, it was very
But
much.
she was like a real person.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, God. It was like
Couple
almost 2 years ago. Yeah.
I would say a couple years. To give you guys some context, so this time it was Brian and Tony that came here, not myself. And on that tour, they're texting me and they're saying, "Oh my gosh, we just got yelled at." But basically, what it was is that you guys were just on the sidewalk. Like you just were on the sidewalk and she was pointing out different things. And this lady said, "Excuse me."
It was like a turf war. She was like,
was.
"Wrong hood, dog. This is my grounds." And then she was like, "There's people that live in that church, so don't go sticking flashlights in the window." And we were like, all right, we weren't gonna, but okay. We weren't gonna go on the property at all, but that's fine.
Well, she
That
was
would
going to
make me wanna
also
do it.
report us to the city.
Yeah, at
And we
10:30
were like-
at night on a Saturday.
We're like, all right, go ahead.
And then we made friends with Jason, and he took us around the coolest spots. Honestly, like he had this key. There's this area, it's actually just right down the road, and it's locked up. You walk by it and it just looks like, you're like, oh, it looks like overgrown, like not sure what's in there. And he told us that it used to be an old hotel and that no one else actually has the key to go in there except for him. So he was giving us exclusive access, and that is where we met Abby. which is absolutely incredible because he was like, well, I don't know. Let's see. Like, I've made contact. I've like established that there usually sometimes will be a spirit here. It's a woman, but I'm not sure. We'll see. And holy shit. It was actually like, I had a mix of awe, scared, and yeah, I want to be your friend. I want to be like a ghost friend. Is
It's
that weird?
exciting,
I'm
right?
going to take Abby out for some espresso martinis.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Wait. How old is Abby?
Oh, how old's Abby? Oh, no
okay.
idea.
She's
So-
at least 100. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
whew. All right. I was gonna say, I was like,
She's like, it's been 89 years.
And I'm sure like little kids back in those old days were drinking anyways. So
true. I mean, they did send them into tunnels with dynamite. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Dynamite
you know,
Kids. That's the
well,
name. That's going to be the name of our band when we learn to play instruments.
I love it. Oh, the dragon! That was
Daisy
so
the
cool.
dragon.
Where did that figure come from? I remember in the Scaredy Quest, you mentioned there was like that wolf one too, and
Yeah.
you were describing the art of it. You were like, "Oh yeah, this is what it portrays." Blah blah blah. And then the dragon, I was like, he didn't say where it came from. How did that get there? What is the story with this? Ah,
So Lonnie was
He's the
explaining
dragon master.
the woman that is redoing, how would you say, renovating the space is an art collector as well, and so she has all of these different things. And Lonnie's wife actually is a medium, psychic,
yeah.
and just went up to the dragon and was like, her name's Daisy, and they're like, how did you know her name is Daisy?
What?
Just automatically knew it's Daisy the dragon.
Oh well,
Isn't that
okay.
incredible?
I'm not gonna. Yeah.
I know. I was like, we need your wife on the next tour, so then that way, like, you know, she can talk to us and like just be able to touch you and be like, Brian.
Oh God.
But it was incredible, and also too, the architecture of that building is just wonderful. So if you guys have not had a chance to be able to explore that, highly recommend.
Oh, yeah.
We're so thankful to be able to have experienced that. I wish we had a little bit more time, like we wish tonight, but.
You ever have like your best friends go to like a concert or something you really wanted to go to on like this cool trip or something, and you're like, yeah, it would have been cool, and then like you just keep hearing about it, and then then we met up with
You just
like,
want us to say how shitty it was?
yeah, then
We're
we
like,
ended up
oh, man,
we ended
it
up on
sucked.
this like millionaire's yacht, and then we were like eating popcorn shrimp and hanging out with supermodels. Wow, sounds really cool. Like every time you guys talk about this Scaredy Quest, I'm just like, oh, I can't believe I missed it. I'm just like so starving for a ghost hunt, something exciting.
All right, so we won't talk about anything that personally happened to us in Jerome then. Should we start talking about other ghost stories? You know, we're in the spirit room. We wanted to keep it a little bit topical. We not only have personal ghost experiences, but we also have a fun ghost experience that happened in what is rumored to have been a bordello in
Ooh.
Texas.
Oh,
How fitting.
How fitting.
Texas bordellos are my favorite.
Oh, have you been?
No.
Have you ever, okay, would you go to a bordello?
Right now?
Yeah, like
I
outside
think
of Vegas,
more-
just to like see what the experience is.
Just to see, that's what I'll tell my
Just to
girlfriend.
see
I'm just
what the
going to see.
experience- I think I
I'm
know what the
just
experience would be.
I just wanted to be able to talk about it on Scaredycast so I don't have FOMO again.
No, babe, it's for Scaredycast. I swear. I
And are you talking about like an active bordello
Okay, so
or
or
It
a
is-
haunted one?
decommissioned?
okay. Well, my
I think
original
I need to
question
ask
was,
my wife first. Either way.
would you bring your wife? Bring your
Okay.
girlfriend.
Bring the whole
it'll be
family.
fun.
Why
Bring
not?
the whole family. Yeah.
I'm sure it's friendly.
Yeah, the kids can sit
I
in the
got like
lounge.
Nintendo or something for kids to go. Yeah.
Maybe they got a little.
too friendly.
They got a play place in there with all the
Right.
tunnels for
They might.
the little rats. To
That's
run
where
through.
Discovery Zone went.
Hey,
Anybody? 90s, 80s
Discovery
kids?
Zone.
Nobody? Discovery Zone? Jungle Jim's Playland?
Oh, Jungle Jim's Playland.
There we go. I got one.
Oh yeah, dude.
I was just going to start listing them off till I found one.
What happened with the what is this ghost in the bordello in Texas?
Well, first of all, this woman bought a property that she originally wanted to be a rental property.
Okay.
And she kept on hearing all these stories from the renters that they didn't want to stay here anymore. You know, so over and over again. And she's like, what's going on? It's basically a revolving door. I wanted this to be an actual investment property. And first of all, let me just tell you the name of this place. It's Hill House Manor. Which, if you name your fucking place Hill House Manor, you're just inviting ghosts to be there.
That's
if you
like
use any of those 3 words to name your place,
it's like in the '90s movies where the kids are like, "We don't go up there. That's Hill House Manor."
that's where old man Jenkins lives.
Yeah, exactly. That's straight out of a movie.
So, I mean, once you hear this story, it's actually, I think, I wouldn't mind being haunted by a ghost like this. She said that she didn't believe that it was haunted until one night she derobed to take a shower and she heard, "Looking good."
A woman ghost? A woman voice?
It was a looking good.
Oh.
She was going to take a shower and she heard a ghost go like,
Looking good.
looking good.
Yeah, and she was like talking.
Oh,
she thought it
man.
was her husband, so she's talking, and then he walks into the house. He walks into the room like, "Who the hell are you talking to?"
Dang.
Damn.
Huh. Was it? But it wasn't his voice.
It wasn't him. It was not him. But okay, if you were gonna have a ghost haunting your house,
Right.
wouldn't you prefer?
100%. Like a compliment
Compliments?
ghost?
Yes, like instead of
man.
someone being like,
You're
"I'm
looking
gonna
great
kill
today.
you, get out!" Like
You're gonna
looking
nail that
good,
interview,
looking
Kels.
good. Yeah, thank you.
Like, high five.
I'm so insecure though that like if I was taking a shower and heard that, I'd be like, no, I'm not.
Jesus.
you just turns into a
dude,
ghost therapist.
We're already married and we have 2 kids. You don't have to try anymore.
Let me cry in the shower, please. Leave me alone.
All right.
You're like the first exorcist, like reverse exorcism, like where you're the one like wanting him to stay and comfort you, and he's like, "No, actually, I'm gonna leave. This is getting to be a little too emotional."
Damn.
Demon
man.
possesses him. He's like, "You're on your own, pal. I'm good."
But honestly, though, like if you did have to have a ghost haunting you,
Yeah.
why not?
Well, why were the people like, "I can't live here. I'm getting
Exactly.
compliments all the time."
Unless maybe across, like maybe there's like a little cheek pinching. I don't know. Like there wasn't
What?
anything. I don't know. There wasn't
Speak for
anything-
yourself.
There wasn't.
Cheek pitching.
That's a selling point.
It-
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I was saying, wouldn't you rather have it be than like an Airbnb or something? You could use that as.
Could you imagine?
Where
I'm
you
sorry.
go get your cheeks pinched by a ghost.
I'm just
once in a while?
picturing it's like
You're
it's
lonely.
like 1 a.m. I'm walking down
Need
the
a place
stairs
to
in my
stay.
boxers, nothing else, and I get a little. I'm like, ooh, like a little playful smack, like, hey, you,
Hey.
you dog, you joker. Then I get my water. I'd be like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, see?
Yeah,
What if
that'd
it
be
was a
pretty
Burt
fun.
Reynolds ghost?
I think you do a lot more than a little playful smack.
If it's a Burt Reynolds ghost, I'm just gonna stay there, and they're gonna have to evict me because I'm staying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
I
like
don't
that
blame
lady
ya.
that married the pirate ghost, and then we're just gonna be able to be like ever after, like happily ever after.
Didn't you say there was like a ghost dating website?
There is, or there was.
Oh, it's
I
They
don't.
got shut down.
I think because no one knew how to actually connect to it. It was like had to be like this other spiritual thing. So it was just the way to make money off of people that wanted to connect with ghosts.
You know that actually leads me to something. How many people here? You said, Jason, are you married? Is it your wife? I'm divorced. A girlfriend? That's a medium. Do you wait? Who's a medium?
Lonnie.
Lonnie's wife. I'm so sorry. So Lonnie's wife's a medium. Is anyone else here sensitive to that, or is like aware of that kind of? You know what I'm saying? Like not necessarily like the sixth sense, but I'm saying like I always hear over and over and over. It's like it's almost like you either have it or you don't. People that see ghosts once tend to see them multiple times. People that see Bigfoot once tend to have multiple sightings. People like me that are begging for it don't get anything. And I'm like, how do I get into that? You know, I personally, yeah. Yeah, we had mediums at our first like real live show that we did, and man, the stories they had were incredible. They even picked out my friend who was actually one of our cameramen out of the crowd, out of nowhere. Never met him, and they were like, your mom is she's really proud of you. She's really proud of you being here and doing this. She's happy to see that you're doing what you like. And during the show, I remember him walking away and going outside, and I was like, oh, maybe he got a phone call, but like, you know, cameraman, can you not leave? But I was like, whatever. Didn't think much of it. At the end, he comes back in, and he was kind of like just staring, and I was like, dude, you good? Like, what happened? He goes, this lady just walked up to me, and she knew my mom. And I was like, wait, what? And she goes, yeah, apparently they went to the same church like 50 years ago, somehow knew that I was her son. And then because his mom had passed away just a few years prior, he was like, she told me that she was here and she was proud of me and she didn't even know my name. And I'm like, it's stuff like that when it happens that I'm like, I just can't explain it. You know, like fortune tellers, yeah, okay, whatever. But like when stuff like that happens, I'm just like, I don't know.
Have you ever had anyone approach you like that? That's happened to me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bullion, no, not Bullion Plaza. Where was it? It was the Arcadia Ranch.
Yeah.
Arcadia Ranch. Yeah, you tell the story.
Yeah, so similar to that, we were doing another ghost hunt at Arcadia Ranch, which was like a lot of these places, used to be a post office, used to be a tuberculosis hospital, used to be all these different things. And there was some activity there, but I had just recently had to say goodbye to my dog, which no one knew. You guys barely knew. And this woman stops me.
I just want to preface this, or cut in real quick. This isn't just a dog.
It was my baby.
Because like
I had emojis of this dog created for my Twitch channel. Like this was a mascot.
this was like Kelsey's person. Like,
yes, I like raised her like she was very sick, and like so I raised her to health and all these stuff. But I unfortunately had to say goodbye to her very quickly, and I was walking down to go get some more equipment, and this woman just stopped me and she said, "Can I just say I'm so sorry?" And I was like, "Oh, did I like bump into you? What happened?" And she said, I'm getting a voice that said, like, you lost a baby. Did you, like, lose a pregnancy? And I was like, no. And she was like, I'm saying something about loss. And I was like
a child.
I literally burst into tears, and I was like, I had to say goodbye to my dog.
Like a week
that
ago.
Crazy person, like, crying in the middle of the dark.
Like ugly crying.
But it was absolutely incredible. I had not even posted it anywhere. Like, so there was really no way for this woman to be able to know.
And we had just met her that night. She was a stranger we met that night. And me and Tony come out and we see Kelsey bawling in the street and we're like, oh God, what happened? Like, who hurt you? Who are we killing? And then you told us the story where I was just like,
I have to go to the bathroom.
Again, like how does this is crazy.
It's been wonderful, but even growing up, so not as impactful or as touching as that, it was actually a little bit scary. We thought that our grandma was haunted.
Your grandma was haunted?
You have a story? Yeah, please tell.
You want to share a story? Heck yeah. Let's do it.
Everyone, welcome Jason to the stage.
Jason is taking the stage. Everybody give him a hand.
Thank you.
Jason.
So, about 2 years ago, there was a lady here in town who passed away, and she died in June. And I was doing a tour that evening, and before the tour starts, this girl says to me, she's like, excuse me, but I'm a medium and I can kind of see and talk to dead people. I'm like, okay, great. No, it's very rare. So we get over to where the house is, and it was Denise and Jack Guth's house, okay? And I met Jack once in 2006. He passed away in 2015, so he was a local artist up here, and he never had his studio open because, you know, he passed away and Denise didn't have it open. Anyway, so Denise dies in June. I'm doing the tour in October, and we get down to the house, and the medium, she's from like Michigan or something. She doesn't know anything about Jerome. And she's like, excuse me, but there's a woman on top of that house that wants to talk to us. And I'm like, okay, what is she saying? And she gets closer. She goes, she wants us to know that she didn't jump and commit suicide. She fell. And I know how she died. She fell down the ravine and the hogback, and they found her body like 2 weeks later. And here she's on the roof of this house trying to communicate that she's afraid people thought she jumped and committed suicide.
Oh my God.
What?
That's incredible. That is such a perfect example too of like, you know, how we don't fully know why spirits stick around, right? We don't know if there's unfinished business or whatever it might be. You might have been able to allow her to cross over after that. Also, though, when you first said that there's a spirit on top of the house, that's a little scary. Like on top of the house, like any type of like scary movie you've ever seen. Yeah. There's like that shadowy figure.
There's
at the
a
top
person
of the house.
on your roof. It's just like, oh no,
Signs
I got to get
is like
in there,
the
man.
first one that I think of.
Ugh, yeah, that's no good. That's insane. That's a really like how, man, just how it boggles the mind.
That's
Another
incredible.
one I have now. This is more of like, has anyone had an experience of like, maybe not necessarily near death, but where it's like, oh man, if there's guardian angels, that was definitely one time they were looking out. Like you have 9 lives. I had one of these things happen to me, and then I'll tell you a crazier story. But
Let's hear it. Let's go.
so me and my dad, we're out in the desert, just like he was teaching me gun safety, and we were shooting some targets out in the desert, and we got stuck in an old Blazer he had, and it was stuck in a wash, so it's just pure sand. And I mean, we were just like, well, we're a couple miles in off the freeway. Hopefully somebody on a random Saturday can find us. I don't know what to do. And I was like, oh, okay. I swear it must have been not even an hour, and this Jeep pulls up with this guy. Just looks average, totally normal, nothing significant. And his like maybe 10-year-old son, they pull up in a Jeep. They just happen to have a winch. They just happened to go down that. They were already in the wash. They didn't know where we were. We weren't making noise. We weren't like shooting our guns or something. We weren't honking the horn. They just found us. And I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. But then, without even hesitating, threw the winch on, pulled us out, and I was like, oh, okay, that was super nice of him, whatever. The kid never said anything. The dad said maybe 4 words, just like, oh, yeah, sure. And like, yeah, no problem. Drove off. They go up over the you know how a wash is. You got to go up over it.
Over a little hill.
I stood up, and I was like, how do we get out of here? So I stood up on the ridge to see, and if anybody's been driven out in the desert before, you know it's just dusty, and it leaves a cloud for a long time. So you would
also be able to see where they're going and the direction.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And you know, there's not a lot of green here, and it's the desert, so the shrubs get maybe as tall as this table, so you can see the paths in the vehicle. And I'm seeing the dirt trail of him going, and then all of a sudden, it's just not there. Like the dust is just like. It's like the snake, and then it's just stopped. And I'm like, but there's like
it didn't go down or anything.
I'm like, there's like 2 more miles before it hits the Carefree Highway.
What?
And I'm like,
you had a ghost
It's like
Jeep
it was
help
just like
you?
the Jeep was gone and then flashed. And I was like,
You have to reach out to Jeep immediately and get a sponsorship.
It's like the
That's insane.
Phantom roadside assistance.
that's what I'm saying. It was like a ghost AAA. And I was like, Dad, I was like, where did they go? And he was like, I don't know, but we're going to go that same way. And
Holy
straight up,
shit.
tire tracks, stopped, poof, gone right there.
Guardian Angel Jeep.
That's what I'm saying. And I was like, that was pretty rare. Now, this is even more crazy. It's just shorter stories. Don't worry. One of my best friends has a sister who was involved in a very, very serious car accident. Almost took her life. It was one of those stories where it's like, oh, if it was 3 centimeters more to the left or the right, she would have been dead. Absolutely demolished. Her
Like
car
Final Destination type stuff.
rolled
Oh,
up.
God.
She was upside down. It was mangled. It was bad. And she has some long-lasting effects from it. It's really sad. But what's even more crazy, she is very, I know her personally because she's my best friend's sister, but she's very like, don't text and drive. She's very like, keep it in the purse, keep it under the seat, whatever. Somehow, after this accident happens, she's rolled over and she's upside down, and so she's, you know, the initial crash happens, and she's trying to kind of collect herself, but she's just in shock.
Yeah.
So she's just hysterical. Well, the person who was in the other accident completely passed out, knocked out. They were unconscious, and nobody was around to see the accident happen. There was no witnesses. Nobody waited. There was no one around.
Don't tell me Ghost Jeep came back.
Somehow the ghost Jeep came back.
Jeep came back?
No, I'm just kidding. So
Ghost Jeep.
shout out to the ghost Jeep.
That's actually where like the ghost wave comes from, or the Jeep wave.
The Jeep wave,
Jeep
yeah.
wave.
And so somehow her cell phone ended up in the back seat of her vehicle, upside down. Somehow, you know how all smartphones have like a lock screen or a face screen. Somehow emergency dialed 911 and was dialing on speaker in her back seat upside down.
Just on its own?
So as she was trying to collect herself, she hears like, 911, what's your emergency? And she's like, I don't know where I am. And then they talked her through it. Cops got there and
What?
saved both people's lives.
What?
And I'm
How long
like,
ago was this?
oh, I was in high school, so
Oh, okay.
that was like 15 years ago,
Okay, yeah.
20 years ago.
I was gonna say because I know like a lot of I think like watches and phones and everything can even detect crashes. Like I know like an Apple Watch detects when you fall.
Right? No, I think it was
and
like
stuff now too. Yeah.
How
It may
embarrassing.
have
You're
even
just
been a
out
flip
drunk.
phone.
They're like, do you need help? It's like, Kinda.
Nah, dude, I just need another double shot. Stat.
I just need another fireball. Don't worry about it.
No, I'm
It's
just drunk upside down in my vehicle.
Holy shit. Well, okay, so potentially this could maybe be debunked, but that might have been before the technology.
Oh yeah, for sure. If it was 15 years ago, she probably just had like a iPhone 3G thing.
It was actually her iPod that made the calls.
Yeah. I don't know. It's stories like that I'm just like, I can't explain it. I have
That's
no idea.
incredible.
Anything's possible.
Oh, legend says
you
on
should
this
talk like
dusty
that
dirt road.
More often, like you're in Tombstone or something.
Yeah.
Or Jerome.
Or Jerome.
All right, that's fair.
These
That's
wicked streets smelling of barbecue and mayhem.
fair. Ooh, I like
You
that.
like that?
I like
Thanks.
that. That was good.
I'll narrate Jerome. I'll just walk around the streets with a little speaker box.
Oh, there's
Oh,
the crazy
God,
guy
here
that
comes
just
again.
walks around with a microphone.
Just give him a quarter, he'll go away.
Like, don't worry, he's just from Scaredycast.
He'll
He's
tire-
harmless.
He'll tire himself out eventually.
He's like that boombox guy outside of like Hotel Connor and like everything. Like just
John Cusack?
he's like not being romantic at all. People are like, we're trying to fucking sleep.
Shut it down.
I'd rather a ghost fill up my sink and like pinch my ass while
You
I'm
just
getting out
made
of
me
the...
think there might be people above us right now trying to sleep, and they're
Well, they should come down. If you can hear us up there,
Yeah,
you
if
should
you
come
guys can hear
down,
us
join
up
the
there.
fun.
Yeah.
get your ears off the floor because I know you're listening.
Yeah.
Come on down here. I'll give you a sticker.
And a big old kiss.
Oh,
Hey.
So maybe someone might be coming down here. We just don't even know that they're here
Okay.
already.
I got to work tomorrow, but I'll stay the night in the haunted room. I don't care. I'll do it.
But yeah, so that have you had anything personal happen to you? Any ghost things?
yeah, maybe it might have been a ghost. I don't know.
Let's hear it.
We actually passed the place on the way up here. It's called Kid Chalene's. It's either like Kid Chalene's or Chalene's on 17. All I know is when I was a kid, it used to just say "badass barbecue" on the building whenever you drove past it.
Does anybody remember that? Does
But
they know
then that bar rescue came and took it away.
Damn you, bar rescue.
Thanks a lot for ruining my childhood, bar rescue. But
And also probably like ruining the like morale of all the staff that
God.
work there.
no, I was in there because we were filming some scenes for a movie I was making, and like
Was it a porno?
I wish. Probably would have done better. They're just like, they're kind of setting up stuff and everything, the camera guys and everything. And I'm like in this kind of area by myself. Like nothing's around me. Everybody else is like out there. And I'm just like watching and hanging out. I'm wearing shorts kind of like this. Okay. And I'm just chilling, watching. And I just feel like that on my shorts, like real hard.
Whoa.
And I'm like looking around. There's nothing around me. So it's not catching on anything. Nobody else is near me.
You're lucky you weren't wearing like loose basketball shorts
Oh,
or something.
God. My Shaquille O'Neal shorts, they would have been off.
You just get pantsed by a ghost?
But I went to the bartender and I was like, hey, so like, is this place maybe haunted? And they're like, oh, yeah.
oh,
They're like, yeah, we have pictures. You want to see? I was like, I think maybe I do.
That's
but-
cool. Well,
I don't know.
that's pretty neat. So you had something physically like touch you, affect
Maybe.
you.
Or it was like my
Whoa.
bowels shifting around and...
In your
your thigh?
Well, like there's a lot moving around. down
Yeah.
here.
You wear corsets, so it
Okay.
just like misplaces your
Yeah.
your guts everywhere.
Like Elmer
Okay.
Fudd.
All right. That's actually okay. So after
The
that,
girders,
did
whatever.
your mind let you believe that that's what happened, or did you just play it off?
I just played it off because I was terrified. I was scared. Just like, yeah, it was something else. It was wind.
And now you go
blowing
on
my
ghost
pant
hunts.
legs around.
Right. And then you decided to make a podcast and go on ghost hunts.
I know.
Honestly, we talk about that every time we do something. We go out somewhere. We're like, we want to see something so bad.
Yeah.
But also, we're terrified.
Okay,
I don't
yeah.
know. Me, I'm a little bit more on the like more curious than scared. Because I don't everything bad and negative is usually just the movie. It's just usually Hollywood. Like Abby, the ghost you guys
Yeah.
talked to. It's not like she was out there trying to like, oh my God, Kelsey, she's
True.
trying to stab you and she's behind you right now trying to slit your throat. It's like, no, she's just saying,
It's
"Sup?"
definitely the environment. Like if we're here right now and we see like a ghost miner walk in the door and you
Well,
can tell he's
howdy.
a ghost, like you can see through him and he just walks and he's like, hey everybody, we would be like, oh my God, that's amazing. It's an
Yeah.
actual ghost. But if it's like I'm sleeping upstairs and I'm by myself and this same miner walks into my bedroom, I'm going to scream and probably jump out the window. So, you
Yeah,
know, it
that's
just
fair.
depends on the situation.
Then you're
Yes.
going to come back and you're going to tell Jason, no, I actually jumped out the window. I did not fall. I saw a ghost
I
and I was scared.
definitely died.
I'll be standing on the roof. Jason! Hey! I didn't jump. A ghost startled me out the window.
Can you bring me a ladder?
Please bring a medium so I can...
Then the other ghost would be like, he's a liar. He jumped. I saw him.
Shut up!
Get him out of my room.
Kelsey, have you had any ghosts happenings?
I have. Okay, so I was beginning to say I'm in the house I grew up in. I was raised by my grandma. I think it might have been old Native American land that turned into a farm, and then they sold part of it off, and then it ended up obviously being residential homes. But there was quite a few things that happened growing up there. So one of them was that we would be in the bathroom getting ready or whatever it might be. We never directly saw it. This was always out of the corner of your eye. You would see this small, like, little gray thing run by. And you'd think it was one of our pets because we had a lot of pets growing up. We had a couple cats, a couple dogs. And you look down the hallway, and you wouldn't see anything.
Nah, it's just a rat problem.
You wouldn't hear anything.
Just a mouse
It was
problem.
a big-ass rat. If it was like the rat that was, like, carrying up the pizza up the sewer of New York.
How big are we talking?
I mean, probably like a good 2 feet.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa. Okay,
Yeah.
so something...
And I was not the only one that saw it. My cousin would come over and she would see it. And then also my little sister when she started
So
living with
something the
us, too.
size of a small child or a toddler at least
Yeah.
would, in the corner of your eye, always fast and
But
run past?
It didn't seem human. It almost seemed like gremlin or goblin.
Oh.
Very weird. But I didn't, at the time, like, you know, I didn't know how to articulate it. We didn't really watch a lot of movies, so I wasn't really exposed to a lot of that stuff. But there were other times where, so this happened to my little sister. She made her bed, went to go take a shower, comes back. Everything on her bed was balled up in like this tiny little ball. Her blankets, her comforter, her sheets, and like even her pillow was balled up in this tight little ball in the center of her bed. So she comes out, gonna get like mad at me. I'm in the living room doing homework, and no one's around. And then it was impossible for like a dog to do it.
What?
Yes. So there was stuff like that would be happening. After my grandmother passed, my other cousin. There's so many cousins, so many sisters.
You have a lot of
Like,
cousins.
I don't
Like a
really. I
lot of
don't.
cousins.
I have 2. They just all came to live with us at different times. So they were living there. My little sister and my cousin, I had moved out, and my cousin came home from college, and every single one of the cabinets and drawers in the kitchen were open. Like, that's fucking weird. That's creepy.
Yeah.
That's like really creepy.
Like, whether
and I
it-
know it's not like one of those things where you're like, oh my God, you have to move out right now, but that's really scary.
Whether it was a person or a ghost, it's still bad.
But Courtney wasn't home, and no one else lived there.
Right. But I mean,
So how else
even
do you even
if
but you can't even
someone
explain
broke
it.
in and did that, it would still be creepy no matter what. So it's just bad
Like,
all
you
around.
guys just have like outdated Cheez-Its and stuff. There's nothing to steal here. This house sucks. I'm gonna open every single
the
cabinet.
burglar like leaves a note. He's like, "Can you guys stock up? Maybe go to the grocery store once a month." Jesus.
Well, there is
I'd
actually
hate for like a ghost to go look at my kitchen right now.
Also, get rid of that little.
I'm starving.
It's just
Get rid
some
of that
expired Count Chocula about it. Some
Let's
old
delete
rice.
it. Okay, I have one more story, and then this is like the end of my ghost stories at that place. But okay, so still my little sister and my cousin were living there, and my little sister has this little dachshund. He had hurt his back, so he had to be like crate refined.
Yeah.
At night.
Locked up in a cage.
Locked up in a cage called the Humane Society.
Dang.
Golly.
So he was in the cage at night, and he's just started barking. Like, she was just trying to ignore it. She looks over. This little old lady with like long, like silvery hair is reaching into his kennel. Like, she doesn't know if she was trying to pet him or what. But Courtney wakes up, like, looks at her, and she walks into the closet. The old lady like walks into the closet. And so at first she's like, was it a manifestation of our grandma because she had passed away? But I mean, she never had long hair. And someone else had said like she would never come back and do that. She would never come back and scare you or be able to like do something that would.
She was just checking on the dog.
Yeah, she was just petting the dog.
I don't
Did
know.
she have like longer hair in her younger years or something? Maybe like
No.
You know, when Darth Vader dies and they see his ghost, it's Anakin. It's not Darth Vader. So
good
maybe
point.
she's
Good point.
I have the high ground, Anakin.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Anakin. It wasn't an old lady at all.
Invite him back.
Yeah.
God, let's go. But that's basically the end of my ghost stories, and I haven't experienced really anything since then, so I don't know what that means. But okay, but enough about ghosts.
Okay.
Brian we're talking about dogs a little bit. Brian is the cryptid.
Everybody,
king?
does everybody in here know what
King?
cryptids are? Yeah, everybody knows. Okay.
Man,
so,
we're in Jerome.
yeah.
This
These
is
guys
the
are pros.
Wait, I
Home
don't know what
base of
cryptids are.
weird,
Explain it to me.
man.
Explain it for our listeners when they're listening later.
Of course, random stranger whom I've never met before. A cryptid is an animal or creature that has not yet been proven by science to exist. People that research them call themselves cryptozoologists, although it just sounds like a glorified title.
What would you call yourself? A
fucking
cryptid
dork.
enthusiast? A dork?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I'm just, because here's the thing. When anybody, that's like saying, well, if you're a professional cryptozoologist, there's no such thing. Because if you were a professional, it would be a business. You would already have proof. It would be a thing. There's no, like, how can you be a professional on
but that's just
something we
science.
don't know?
That's science, though. Science is the act of trying to prove something wrong.
Right. So I guess everybody's a scientist.
Is there
Exactly.
something like if you do a certain amount of hours, you're considered a professional at it? Like no matter what it is?
I always chalk it up to if you do it as a profession, if you get paid to do that as a job, that's professional.
Okay.
But I don't know. Regardless, so I'm obsessed with monsters that may exist, do exist, or possibly exist, whatever. And one of those monsters is Dogman, which is much like a werewolf. Oh, you do that every
Fighter
time.
of the
It's not-
cat man.
Good grief.
Champion of the.
Can I get another
Barks of the
drink?
Borks. Champion of the Borks. Okay, let's hear
So
it.
Dogman is like werewolf, except without the whole biting and the curse and the moon and all that stuff. It's just full-time werewolf. But there's also some variation. What? Full-time wolf Dogman.
I was like, God, that must suck. Like you don't get to go back to being a human. You're just stuck as a wolf man.
Some of them are apparently able to shapeshift into dogs or chickens.
Why would you
What
shapeshift into a chicken?
Because it's less freaking
They
If a
skip the
chicken
cat
walked
and they
into
go
this
straight
bar,
to
you'd be
chicken.
like,
If a
"Hey."
chicken walked in this bar, I'm gonna be like, that's a wolf man in disguise.
No, you're full of shit. All right. I'm just going to read the listener story. God damn it, Tony. It's very
Yeah.
true. The Rougarou in Louisiana.
So if you don't know what a wolf or a dog is, and you'd be like, it's a chicken. Look at all these chickens.
You live in
so
the.
you'll be fine. Okay.
Why do you say like Michael Jackson?
No, you've never seen that?
I love
no, there's
petting the
like
chickens.
there's this
Chicken.
video. No,
I
there's
love
this video of this
chickens.
little girl. There's like thousands of ducks. She's like, look at all these chickens.
All right. I
But
have
we'll
a
go
listener
with
story
Michael
that
Jackson.
is apparently a Dogman encounter that happened.
Oh, so this was submitted by someone to
Yes,
us.
this is one of our listeners.
Ooh, I love
Email
these.
it to us. If anybody wants to send us some stories, they can DM it on Instagram or
Slide in them
email it to
DMs.
us on our email button on our website and stuff.
Yes.
That's at Scaredycast, or you can email us. Yes, scaredycastpod@gmail.com.
There you go.
Sweet. Okay.
Or if you just want to say hi, we love saying hi.
Here we go. Let's
we
get
go.
into this Dogman story.
Buckle up, buckaroos.
This happened back in the summer of 2008 in a little town called Windridge, Pennsylvania.
Oh, I got married in the summer of 2008. What a summer.
In Windridge, Pennsylvania?
No, I was in my parents' backyard in Glendale, Arizona.
How
Hell yeah.
romantic.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I was 13 at the time and off from school for summer vacation. I had all my homework done when school got back in session, so I had all the time in the world to goof off. Plus, my mom and dad
Wait a minute. Did he say he did homework over summer break?
maybe he
He
had
was a
summer
bad
school.
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What? Why are you saying it
You're
like
judging?
that?
You're judging this man.
How condescending of you.
Nerd.
Damn.
Nerd alert.
I want to get an education.
He's going to hear this and be like, wow, fuck you,
I
Tony.
know. Congrats on
We
your
I'm
education.
unfollowing. Like,
People are going to be in the middle of writing us an email of a viewer story, and they're like, wait,
and then he just
oh,
holds
I'm gonna get
backspace
roasted?
and watches this whole thing just...
Hey, look,
My
I
ass
don't
gonna
even
get
have a
toasted.
GED,
I hate
so that's why I'm a
Scaredycast.
podcaster.
All right.
Proceed.
Tony, is this your story, actually?
So this guy says his mom and dad were out of town at this country music festival called Jamboree in the Hills, like they do every year. So this kid's at home. He's got all the time in the world. He's got the whole house to himself.
And he's doing homework. Good for you know what? Good for him.
And he was finally old enough to stay by himself. So he's like the big kid. He's like, hell yeah, man of the house.
Heck yeah.
It was a nice summer day. His aunt had just brought him back home from getting a haircut. He got lunch and ice cream. He was all dressed for summer. And then... Oh, wait, no, hold on. It was an extra treat that my best buddy in the whole world / cousin got to stay with me during this, too. We've been super close. Oh, gosh. Sorry, there's a lot of filler. He was sitting beside me on the porch swing. A bottle of Pepsi in his hand. What?
I was just joking around when I called him a nerd, and you just went like, oh, sorry, there's a lot of filler.
There's a lot
Maybe
of filler.
he was going to writing school, and now he's fulfilling his dreams of being an author.
I mean, he
to a podcast.
Hold on, I just got to get... God, hold on.
Real quick.
We love
Yeah.
this guy. Actually, I'm so sorry that we're talking. We don't mean to talk shit.
Real quick.
We're not talking shit. That means we love you.
Jamboree in the Hills 2008.
What was that?
This was not just some country festival.
Okay.
This was like the Woodstock of country.
What? Let's hear it.
Oh, first off, you got Reba,
Sold.
Reba.
Trace Adkins, Brad Paisley, Neil McCoy, Jewel, Brooks and Dunn,
Oh, hell yeah.
Boot scooting boogie.
They're going to be at Hondo Rodeo. I'm about to
and
go see 'em.
and the list goes on. It says.
Okay,
You can
all
actually
right.
watch it all on YouTube.
Huh.
I might watch that later.
All right, we'll see Tony in about half an hour when we're done here. He's going to be
I'm not
watching
going to go watch it
this,
right
yeah.
now.
All right. He says, now my house is in the middle of nowhere on a hill, surrounded on 3 sides by deep, dense woods. The only side not covered by woods is the front, which is where our driveway snakes down the hill to the road. I was entranced in my video game when my cousin jostled my arm. I looked up and asked what was going on. He pointed down the road and asked if that was a bear or not. All I saw was this big black thing just slowly coming down the road on all 4s. It was bigger than any bear I had seen on any nature show. It was also super muscular. We're talking muscles on top of muscles. The darkness of its color was also kind of strange because it was so deep black. This thing must have felt us looking at it or something. It turned its head towards us, and that's when my heart sank. The face looked like that of a wolf in a way, but also something about it looked human. It's hard to put into words. I kept my eyes on it the whole time, and then it stood upright.
Nope.
This thing must have been 9 feet tall. It let out this almost human-sounding scream that drained all the color out of my body.
Is
Like
that your
that?
Wolfman scream? Or was
Well,
it
I mean, like
Dogman?
a almost human wolf man. Like,
Try again.
Ah!
Now, more frightening. I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
It's a little bit more like
a little more
upset
dog-like
stomach,
next time.
but yeah, it's okay.
You got to mix in a little bit of chicken though too, because in case it doesn't know what form it's in, if it's dog or chicken.
That's a whale. That's a whale. Bullshit. That's an orca. Try again.
Just Dory over here, just calling all the whales.
So that's when another one of these things comes
There's
down the
2 of
road.
them?
It's soon joined by another smaller one. It came to the larger one's shoulder. So if that's 9 foot tall, then that's at least maybe 8, 7.
It's like the bullies in Christmas Story.
Just like that.
So do we think it's like its girlfriend or
a little baby.
child?
Yeah.
Or henchman.
It had dark brown hair and looked more slender and female, to be honest, for some reason.
Girlfriend.
It had the bloody head of a doe
Stop.
in its maw.
What's a maw?
His paw.
No, that would be a paw.
What's a maw?
It's mouth.
Mouth. Thank you.
Maw?
Thanks. Thank you.
M-A-W?
Yeah, like into the maw, into the mouth.
never
Into the mouth of the beast.
Oh.
Rawr.
How
Yeah.
could he tell from that far away?
Well, because it was coming towards them. It was walking towards them.
Oh, okay.
And
And
it's
it was-
during the daytime?
Yes, and it was joined by another one of the same size and then a smaller one.
Okay.
He says it's got this piece of the deer in its friggin' mouth. And the rest of the doe's body, or what was left of it, was missing some pretty good-sized chunks and only had 2 legs left.
Oh my God.
Good God.
Just seeing that by itself without
No
being
kidding.
carried by a giant wolf is scary enough.
He says, I can't even move. I'm frozen in place with fear, locking eyes with this thing. My cousin was cowering behind me, both of his hands clasped onto my shoulders as he slowly peeked his head over. What?
This is like a cartoon almost. They're like
Yeah, like Human Shield.
yeah.
We both started backing slowly towards the front door because my cousin had the same idea. The 2 monsters soon took off down the road, but I thought they were going to flank the house or something. That's when we booked it back inside. We spent the rest of that day running around, locking all the doors and windows and making sure they didn't come back, but they never did. We didn't even dare go near the sliding door in the living room and tried our hardest to pull the curtains over it without being in the eyesight of the woods as much as possible. Now, I don't know about you guys, but stuff that really scares me is like if I'm in my house and something's looking through the window. I don't know what it is, but there's just something about like the shock of seeing something staring at you, watching you through a window.
It's got to be the fact that a lot of times you feel like your home is a safe space. And then, but also too, then you feel like you're trapped.
True.
Because you're in your house, you don't want to leave it. But
right, but
it's
like an invasion of privacy. It's such a, absolutely.
Especially because at night, you can't really see out, but anyone can see in.
Yeah. True.
This makes me think back when I was a kid and like my parents would work at night at the video store and I'd be home with my grandma and we lived in like a big 2-story house. There were no street lights. We were like in one of the older neighborhoods and like my grandma would like any minor noise was immediately somebody's breaking in. Something's trying to get into the house. It doesn't matter if it was like the microwave
like
beeping.
2 a.m.
Anything.
You're like getting up, scratching your
Dude,
belly.
she slept with a gun under her pillow.
Did she ever
6-shooter?
Did she ever draw down on you, man? Did she ever?
My dad did once.
No, you woke him up.
Yeah, well, we were like going to Walmart or something, and I forgot something, so I just ran back in the house. And he came like walking out of the bedroom in his underwear with a gun, and I'm like, "We've been gone for like a minute. Like, what? How did you disrobed and grabbed your gun?"
Tony, I think
What
we need
the
to
hell's
look into
going on at my house?
I think we need to look into the history of your family
I
and
know
what was
my
going
grandma
on.
had like a 6-shooter she used to sleep with. Like,
damn.
This
but
is
yeah,
like
I remember there was one night I was actually at the video store with my parents, so my grandma was home alone, and like my best friend at the time, his dad called our video store and was like, "Hey, just letting you guys know I'm at your house right now because she called us and said somebody's breaking into the side door of the house." And, like,
God.
we're just like, "Oh God,
Grandma, it's the mailman. He's just dropping off the mail. He does this every day."
This is like some Sons of Anarchy shit where it's like the whole family just has like paranoia, guns, trying to shoot people, going anywhere. Yep. I don't know.
Man.
Don't do drugs, kids.
don't."
Or maybe they
We
needed to
didn't.
do drugs, like some anxiety.
I think that was the
anti-anxiety.
problem. Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
You make a good point.
yeah. Thanks.
Grandma sounds like a badass though.
She's pretty badass. She used to walk up to me every once in a while and like just do this, do one of those like gangster like things.
No.
And then it'd be $20 in my hand afterwards, and she'd be like, "Don't tell anybody." And I'd be like,
Oh, I love that, dude. There's
Tony, I
have
think you have like a history of like biker gang or something like in your.
I 100% do.
What?
There's something.
Okay, we need some context here.
There is. Maybe I shouldn't even talk about it because maybe I don't know. But like, there was I was never told why, but my parents lived in California, and they would always talk about like, oh, my dad owned all these Corvettes, and like he was a biker, like he was like greaser biker buff.
His name was also Haas.
Rebel.
Sorry, his real name was
name
Rebel.
Was
but
Ernest,
he went by
but everybody
Haas.
called him Rebel, and his friends called him Haas. But like, there's like, you know, like those white shirts that are all tight, and like you got the cigarettes rolled up in the sleeve, and you just rip like this. Yeah.
Damn.
But I would always be like, "Where are these Corvettes? Where's all this cool shit?" And they're like, "We had to leave in California." And I'm like, "Why did you leave in California?" And it's like, "We just had to leave."
He's a man on the run.
So I was like, "Oh shoot."
Damn.
And like my whole life, my dad never drank or anything either anymore. Like,
Yo, straight edge.
so I was like, something happened in California.
Wanted,
Something cool.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Rebel Gautier.
Rebel.
I mean, with
That's
a
like
name
on
like
his-
Rebel.
On his birth certificate?
No,
his name was Ernest.
his name was Ernest. His real name's not as cool. His real name was Ernest Farnell.
I thought you were saying that his real.
So like all of his friends called him Rebel. He had Rebel tattooed on his arm too.
No, my
Okay.
Rebel.
Rebel, look at it.
It's not Ernest, I swear.
Okay, but that's actually pretty impressive because I feel like whatever your name is, like that kind of reflects on like how you grow up. Like my grandma almost named one of my aunts Douglina. Thank God she
Douglina?
did not. Yeah,
I
because
was
her
almost
dad's
named
name was
Damien.
Doug.
Doug Lena. I've
Doug
never
Lena.
heard that. That's a name
Because
that
it's
exists.
not a fucking name. That's why. So
Damn.
I think like so for
Sorry, all the Douglinas out there.
There goes our entire listener
sorry
base.
Douglinas, I
Jeez.
apologize. I'll do
People just
an apology
scratching
video
it off
and
their
like,
baby
yeah.
name list right now.
No, but honestly,
It's just Scaredycast.
Scaredycast ruined my name.
a guy named Ernest to turn into whatever like biker gang leader guy.
Makes sense. That's how it happens,
What?
though.
I think if I showed Kelsey like an old picture of my dad, she'd be like,
This
"That's
is
my
how
type."
villains are made.
Yeah.
He's the kid. Ernest, you big dork. How many football players do you know that got bullied when they were young and then became football players?
I think. Well, never mind. I'm not gonna say.
Like
yeah.
half, dude. Like no joke. A lot. And honestly, it's like that's why football becomes such a good thing for them because they get confident and they get to build a team. You know, it's like it's like a thing. It's a real thing.
Oh, I did not know that.
Shout out football players.
Well, yeah. Maybe if you ever considered guys have feelings too.
I know guys have feelings, and I love all of their feelings except for their feelings of craziness.
Yes.
Well, good for them. Okay, well, I think you guys, it's almost about time to wrap it up.
Yeah.
And if you guys are not familiar with Scaredycast, we usually have a creep of the week.
Oh, we're gonna give him a creep of the week. All right, we'll throw him a. Yeah. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Let's go for it.
So to give you guys an example of what previous creeps of the week have been, there's been like hotel workers that sneak in and start like licking people's feet and sucking on their toes.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
been like demon toe suckers. That's a lot of stuff to do with feet. It's not usually
Ain't
like
no
that.
demon toe
So
sucker coming from me.
There's people that hid out in like what was it, a CVS until they closed and
Yeah.
then just like wrecked the store and got super drunk while everyone
they
was
pulled
gone.
a where the heart is.
They got like super naked and they got arrested.
Yeah, so just some crazy things.
And almost all of them happened in Florida.
That is true. A lot of Florida men have been creeps of the week. That is very true.
Is this creep of the week from Florida?
It's not actually. It's from across the ocean in Gloucester.
Across the pond.
Where?
Gloucester?
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 I don't know how to
Now
say it.
Gloucester?
There's a lot of letters.
Is it
and-
from Europe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
It's from
Just
England.
say that.
No, I think it's Scotland.
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 Gloucester, Scotland.
Close enough.
Thanks.
Sure.
You guys are really ruining the vibe of my creep of the week.
Sorry, what happened?
Gloucester.
Gloucester. What happened in
Or
old
it's in
Gloucester?
Ernest. It's in Ernest, Scotland. All right. So
Damn,
this
Dad's got-
woman and her 11-year-old son were checking into a hotel. Which, sorry for anyone who is staying in a hotel. I don't mean to give you guys creepy vibes, but this is an important reminder to be safe out there.
Yeah.
So she checks in. The guy somehow gets her cell phone number, starts texting her.
Who's this guy?
The guy is the person that checked her in. So he is an admin worker up at the front desk.
So he takes her number.
Gets her
from the
number,
book.
starts
Oh.
texting. It's going back and forth saying like, I just want to grab a coffee with you, la, la, la. She's like, well, first of all, it's inappropriate. You are working here. You should not be contacting me. And I'm with my son anyways. Trying to, downplay him, blah,
Yeah.
blah. He is not like, he's not relenting on this. He keeps on bothering her and she keeps on saying no. And then obviously, when you're going on a vacation, you don't always have money to be able to check out or to be able to do this. And who's going to help you? He works here.
Right.
Who's going to help you be able to get your money back and all that stuff? So she has this feeling of like, I don't know, something weird is happening. Like my stuff is getting moved around a little bit.
Oh no.
She sets up her son's iPad. So say this is the entrance. She sets it up so you can see the door and it's recording. They leave to go out for the day and they come back, and within 15 minutes of them leaving, he not only gets into the room, but he's rummaging in her dirty laundry and takes her underwear and is sniffing them. And is sniffing her underwear.
And she catches it all.
She caught it all
And now
on
he's
camera.
going to jail.
He better go to jail.
Wait, we don't know? It doesn't
I don't know.
say?
I did not finish this thing because I was so stuck on Gloucester. Let me see. What in your right mind? There's so many cameras like in the hallways and
Oh
all
my
these different
God.
things. There's like, there's the transactions of the key cards
Yeah.
and things like that you can see. Oh my God.
That's ugh.
Do you think that would ever happen to a guy?
Oh yeah.
You think so?
Crazy
You
shit
think it
happens to guys
happens?
all the time. It just doesn't get talked about.
What's an example?
I
Probably
can't
just
share
the
it
same
here.
thing.
My
God
lawyer.
forbid any lady tries to steal my dirty underwear because,
You're like, don't you dare anymore.
R.I.P.
yeah.
You just find like a dead body and
Yeah, she's just
you're like, I promise I didn't do
dead
it.
clutching a pair of my boxer briefs.
Jesus, what
Tears.
What died in here?
My ass. That's what.
You know what though?
I hope this lady was clean.
But if you ever get lost, then that's an actual good thing for you because then they would have a very strong scent to go follow you.
It's like
I guess
Toucan
so.
Sam. I'll follow my snout.
They try to get search dogs to come after me, and the search dogs pass out and quit and shit.
It's just a trail of people trying to help you and like they just can't.
Smells like Old Spice and pumpkin lattes. Yeah,
The haunted one.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't say if anything
definitely
ever
be
happened
finding
to
some
him.
pizza.
Wouldn't be Pizza Hut though. I know you.
Oh, Pizza Hut is the last pizza place you'd ever find me at, unless they want to sponsor Scaredycast, and I'll eat Pizza Hut every day.
Shout outs Pizza Hut.
Shut up, Pizza Hut. But
Your pizza sucks.
Is it because of Smile 2
Smile 2?
in the Pizza Hut?
Oh, it was in the movie.
We went to a screening of Smile 2 and there's this random scene in a Pizza Hut that
I don't
makes no
remember
sense.
it.
What?
I don't remember there being.
Well, we
a
don't want to
scene
give any. We don't want to give any
I
spoilers.
just remember her drinking
Yeah.
bottles of Voss like every 5 minutes.
Jason
Sponsored by
Voss.
Voss. Whoa, dude! How did you get in the movie?
Around.
That's so cool. How'd you get in the movie, dude? Was it bad, like product placement, like the Jurassic Park movie?
Oh, it was so obvious. Even so, there's a scene where the water bottle gets knocked off of the counter, and as it's showing the splattered water bottle, the Voss is like mosaic together on the ground.
That Voss paid for that whole movie.
I'm sure they did. It was a great movie, by
I
the way.
think like the owner of Voss, Jason, was like, "Are you guys gonna make Smile 2?" And they're like, "Nah, I don't think so." And he's like, "I'll pay for it."
Don't worry, I have a really
put
successful
all
water
my
company.
water.
He's like,
in
that
this
reminds
movie.
me. All of a sudden, he's wearing like an overcoat, and there's just like bottles of Voss in his
He's
overcoat.
like, here.
That'd be amazing,
I
actually.
got samples.
Voss
I got,
water is delicious.
I got
so.
shooters.
But that's all I have for you guys. Unless you guys have anything else that you like to talk about, I think it's our time is
Oh
up.
yeah,
I
we're
got
definitely up on time.
I got nothing.
You got nothing?
I mean, I got a lot. I could sit up here all night.
We should
and
go
talk.
drink
yeah,
some more.
we could honestly.
We should
keep
go.
it
Let's go
reasonable.
buy some more drinks.
Okay.
We will. Well, thank you guys so much for being here with us. Thank you to the Spirit Room for inviting us. We're super excited. We love Jerome. This is such a beautiful city, and thank you so much for taking care of us. Thank you guys so much for giving your Wednesday night
And-
to
and
some Scaredycast.
Thank you guys. And last thought, we talked about this in the car when we were just starting off like 2 years ago. We came up here and we're filming stuff like on our phones, you know, not that we've like made it by any means, but it means a lot that we're coming back here years later and we've been here multiple times since, making new friends, doing new things, recording new things. And the fact that when we first got here, looked in this bar and we were like, there's people in there, they're dancing, they're singing, we were like, that place looks awesome. Mm-hmm. And now 2 years later, we're here and we get to do this with people that are awesome and into it and know us, and you guys are awesome, and it's just, I don't know, it's crazy.
Yep.
Like if we don't really, make it, this was a huge success to me. So thank you for having us here. I think this is really, really cool for us.
Thank you guys. And yes,
Thanks,
and if
guys.
you would like to stay updated with Scaredycast, like I said, you can follow us at Scaredycast. Also email us at scaredycastpod@gmail.com. And two, we'll be able to catch up. We have one more live show here in October. That's going to be down in Mesa. And then we're going to be on the Days of the Dead tour as well. So our next stop is Chicago. We also have a live show down in Phoenix that is happening in December. That's why we have a little bit of a...
Hold on. don't just skim over that.
Wait. No. I was getting there. I was getting there.
Proceed.
It's Tony's birthday bash.
My birthday party.
At Thundercat Lounge.
Dude, you're going to be 25?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
No joke.
What?
For this entire year, pretty much, I thought I was a year older than I actually am.
So you just...
And like a few days ago, I was
you gained
like...
a year of your life.
I was like, let me look at this real quick. I'm like, oh! I'm not...
You gained a year?
I gained a year.
How cool.
I know.
So wait, so how old are you?
I'm 25.
And you're going to be
Wow.
25 again?
Yes.
Oh my God.
How cool.
You need to teach us what wormhole
Yeah.
you go through so that way we can
It's
do that.
just, man, lots of Taco Bell, lots of pizza,
Okay.
you know, pumpkin everything when you can.
And some weed.
And that, too.
Tony,
Some gummies.
I need to know why you thought... Okay, I thought I was going to end this, but now we're going to end on this.
Sorry, we're going into overtime, everybody.
How did you think you were a year older? I need to know this.
Because when you get to be my age,
You're acting like you're 120 years old.
time
You're not a tortoise.
is a construct.
Are you like on
And
like...
everything just starts to blend.
You're on like a draconian calendar instead of like the Gregorian
I don't know,
calendar.
man. Oh, man.
He's going to be like, yeah, it's going to be 20 years. He's like, guess what I just found out? I'm 5 years older than I thought. It just goes the opposite way.
But yes, our show at the Thundercat Lounge on my birthday, December 4th. It's not my birthday's later. It's on my birthday.
It's a birthday
And
bash.
we can, since this episode of the podcast isn't coming out until later next week, we can let everybody know here that our friend Mega Ran is going to be our musical guest there.
Yes.
If you guys love nerdcore rap, he's going to be there. Trust me.
You guys can't hear it through the microphones, but
He's
there's a lot of
amazing. He
applause.
just redid our theme song, and it's incredible. But he has like rap albums out about Stranger Things and video games,
Wrestling,
basketball, everything. He's just like one of the coolest people in the world.
Yes.
We have been
Sweet.
trying to do something with him for so long, and he has been so busy literally touring the world.
Yep.
We're trying to get on his level right now. We're just touring like, Arizona and a few states in the country, but he is amazing. We're super excited, very talented, and I think there might be some other fun
There's
stuff happening that
definitely
night.
going to be some surprises because we want to make it a big show. So
Yes.
Hell yeah.
So thank you guys. Everyone have a great night.
Thank you, guys.
And let's do some more drinking.